All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Jay Randy here. Thank you so much for joining me this Friday. I'm here. All right, let me take this thing up. So this is Jay Randy here. The only guy who is from Liberia that don't hide the truth. He tell you just how it is, and if you don't like it, it's up to you. But I want to make sure when I stand before the seat of God, I want to raise my right hand and tell God that I did my part when I was alive in Liberia. So I'm not going to be here to sugarcoat anything for anybody because I have an interest. I don't have no interest in Liberia. My interest is right in this country here. Yes, my interest is here. And that's why I chose to come here. And that's why I will remain here until the day I die. I'm not going to hide anything from you. I will visit Liberia someday. I will visit Liberia someday. But the interest, the desire to make Liberia a better place with me alone, it cannot work. So all the other fake advocates, all the fake politicians you get over there, my job here is to just tell you guys how I feel. It's up to you. You live in America here, you live in a separate place. I live in America, I live in a separate place. You work at the same place, or we all work different places. But my principle here is to tell you guys the truth. All right. So welcome again to the show. Welcome to begin to the show. I'm not here to support anybody. I'm just here to tell you the truth. All right. Yes. Nobody paying my bills. I'm not paying nobody bills. But we are all obligated to say the truth about what happened in Liberia. Since January of this year, you are listening to all the causing show. You are listening to all the political drama. You are listening to everything. Nothing has changed in our country. Nothing. The people life remain unchanged. The problem in the country remain untouched. The good thing about you, you sit in your home, in your comfort of your home, and you just sit down and relax and listen to political gossip. It make you to feel good. I'm not that type. I don't listen to political gossip. I believe in changes. Change comes with planning, planning comes with implementation, implementation comes with monitoring, and monitoring comes with evaluation to determine the next course of action. That is the school I come from. I don't find pleasure in sitting down and just looking at few Liberians who don't even have the character for you to listen to, for you to tell them where they're from. The reason you sit down and watch Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, because these are professional players that give you results at the end of every game. That's why you sit down to watch them. The reason you go to class to listen to a professor is because he's imparting knowledge into you. Because at the end of the day, at the end of that semester, you will become somebody worthy. You tell me the reason you sit down and listen to certain Liberian show. What are you getting? What impact do you have? That's one of the reasons why our country, after 174 years, we are not going anywhere far. That's the reason why even our university, our colleges, don't even have any research institution. But when you go right across the border to Sierra Leone, Guinea, Cote d'Ivoire, and Ghana, their university are research university institution. They research on things. So when they sit down to discuss things, it is based on their fundamental guidelines on how their country should operate. Liberia don't have one research institution. Our country don't believe in innovation. Our country don't believe in promoting talents. Our country don't believe in science. Our country don't believe in technology. We only believe in pleasure. Hey, I'm not part of that group. I'm not part of that group. And I will tell you, I'm not part of that group. So you can hate me all you want. I have to speak the truth, my brother and sister. And that's me. So let me share the video here and see what sense I can make out of this. All right. So share the video, guys. Share the video. We are all Liberian, but we are not created the same. All right. All right. The case say, I am 20 years old and will be turning 21 November by God's grace. I will read this thing to you guys. Let me just finish with this sharing first. Very sad story. 20 years old. Very sad. Country just messing people future up. We just got people just all on Facebook, just on crap. Yes. Oh Lord. Something that they regret can just want to come over me. Yes. I see everybody on Facebook here with their children in different part of the world enjoying themselves. This is my brother here, the pastor here. He and his son, they're having fun time. All right. Let me show you guys here. I think I can show you. Yeah. This is my pastor right here. A friend of mine is a pastor. He's having a fun time with his kids. They're having good time and enjoying his kid growing. But other people children in Liberia cannot have the same opportunity. Yes. Liberia is for us. Liberia is for us, guys. The opportunity. Yes, dear Randy. That's why it is, man. Every Darcy, welcome to the show, my brother. I just saw you here. Share the video, my brother. Very feature for all people. Very, very feature. Share the video, guys. If you're out there, share the video. We are here again with another focus factor. I got a notification from Facebook. Yes, sir. Let me see what Henry is saying here. I'll try to reach out to him. I see some young guys and trying to respond to me here. Young guys, and I mean, it'd be very, very difficult for me to help you guys because the message not going across from my end. So it's going to be difficult. I just feel sorry for your reality. You know, oh, I shouldn't have done this. Let's see here. All right, youth solidarity. All right, Friend Tinker Association, the Tapo Forum, the Youth Coalition, Liberians in Europe, and there what we are. And let me come here to some French here. All right, I see Heaven Nicole is here. Let me see all these guys in here. Let me try to send stuff to them here. Yeah, the topic going to be very interesting today, guys. So yeah, please share the topic. It's Friday. All right. So please share the topic here. Thank you. Let me do this here again. All right, go to the public. Go to the public. Go to friends. And back to the public. Back to the public. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, all right. All right. Let me see where am I supposed to be with this. Maybe I'll use this one here for the broadcast. I'm going to use this one for the broadcast. I'm going to use the one here for the broadcast right here. Let me just put a plug in here so I can monitor all of you guys on the show. Melvin, my man Melvin. Melvin think PhD can change things around, right? Sit down there, Melvin. Sit down there. You do your homework here, Melvin. You think a PhD can change things like bro, Melvin? Sit down there. Sit down there, Melvin. After 174 years, all the book people you got in the country over there, with all the PhD degree, they ain't changed nothing. But still can stay around, Melvin. I'll give you some solution to the problem. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Jay Randy here. Thank you so much for watching me here, and I would like to appreciate you. And by way of introduction, like I said, my name is Jay Randy, and I want you to take a good look at my face. I'm the guy who don't worship anybody in Liberia. I don't worship President Weah. I don't worship Edisana Cummings. I don't worship Joseph Walker. I don't school load to anyone but the truth. And the reason I don't do that is because I believe in the little education I got. There are some people who came in this country that got more better education than me. But when they went back to Liberia, they bent over. They joined the group and they fucked things up in our country. With the little education I have, I'm not going to compromise that because I live by principle. Whatever I learn in this country, I want to stand by it and I want it to be my legacy. The reason Liberia is 174 years and nothing better in our country is because we don't have people who are in majority, like some of us, who will sit here and tell you the truth. You in America here. You enjoy every day. You got your fat wallet with money inside. But the man in Liberia don't even got penny in your wallet. But you sit down on Facebook and enjoy the pleasure of politics. I have the same opportunity too here. But before one day, and several years ago, I was one time like this. But because I said to myself that Liberia is not a better country, the leaders in the country at that time when I was growing up, they were not meant to change my future. I take an exit from that country, and I came here and learned the hard way, and today I'm well situated. And what can I do? Is to give back to Liberia. I don't have the money to give you, but I have the experience that I went through in the country to tell you. By seeing what you're going through today in our country, I can tell you that your future don't have any destination. You know, today my daughter, she had her spelling quiz today, and part of the vocabulary words they gave her destination. She said, Daddy, what is destination? I said, when you start from point A, you go to point B. Where you stop is your destination. And I said, my journey started from Liberia, and I'm here in America here. That was my destination here. So she said, oh, so destination is leaving from one place to another. I said, yes. She just in the third grade. You in Liberia over there, you have no destination. There's no destination. Everything is just to where it is since you were born and when you will get old and die. Why? Because the politicians in the country don't care about you. The leaders in the country don't care about you. They only care about the finances that the natural resources is giving the country. That's what they care about. That is what they care about. But before I move forward, let me say hi to a few friends here. I say hi to Alexander Hayes here. Let me say hi to my boy LRB Gayu and everyone who is listening that I cannot see right now. So going down the hall here today, we'll be looking at Liberian politician. One interesting candidate or political leader, as they call them, that is on my radar this evening is the guy they call Dr. Cassell. I want you to ask yourself this question. Is Dr. Cassell, is he a politician or is he a fake politician? It's right down here. Look down here. I mean, a two-faced politician. Is Dr. Cassell a two-faced or a fake politician? You see, most of these guys then come to this country, they learn here, and when they go back, I don't know what their plans are. But I want to help you understand that some of these guys are wolf, but they are coming with sheep clothing. They are fake. They are two-faced politicians. I learned my lesson from George Weah. I will not lie to you. I learned my lesson from George Weah. What George Weah and his people taught me is a lesson that I would never go back to. Because everything that I invested in my education, in my work ethics in this country, I committed it to George Weah with my heart open, hoping that the country was going to be a better country by plan, by design, and by implementation. But they bent every one of us over and kick us to the curve. Nevertheless, some of us are still around. We're still kicking because we remain unbended because of our education. And I'm grateful to God for that. But that lesson that I learned from George Weah will give me the opportunity to fact check every politician or anyone who be president, and I will bring it to you here. It's up to you to take it. It's not up to me. I don't live in Liberia. I don't live in Liberia, folks. Check how you see some of the politicians then. They check their investment. That's the same way I check mine too. Yes. When you're working for a company, you invest. They send you your investment report every 3 quarters. From Alexander Cummings, all the big politicians in this country that go visit Liberia, they get something they call investment. They check it. I check mine too. They don't tell you that. That whatever they're doing, they're saving it for their children here. They don't tell you that. You know what I'm telling you? Because our one time a struggle man that we call Zogo today, our one time like them today. I want you to know the truth. I'm not looking for political power in our country. I'm not looking for a job in our country. Any job that will be given to me should be a consultant job. I'm telling you guys today on record. Anyone who wants to offer me any job in Liberia, let it be a consultant. I want you to see what I can do, and then at the end of that agreement, you pay me based on my performance. That is what I can do to give back to my country. I'm not going to run for any political, any minister or director office. I qualify for the position. I don't want to go there because I know Liberian people. I want to be a consultant where I can go out there and bring young Liberians together and train them to do a piece of job. So based on that, I'm not here to school blow to anyone because they are politician or they are political leader. No. You see that red thing behind there? It's what I'm paying back in this country called student loan. That's my education, that's my credential over there. I did not get it by hook or crook. I got it the hard way by studying every day, putting my daughter on my back to study, putting her on my right foot or my left thigh to study. And I'm not going to compromise that. I would rather be a cartoon pusher in America with my degree than to go be a fake individual in Liberia. Because anything that I put my hands in, I want to see deliverable. Yes. When I came in this country, I slept in what Frenchmen call entre couche. That is one apartment, one bedroom apartment. Everyone else slept in it. For over years, things have changed for me today. It's not possible for you. I mean, it's not impossible for you, but it is possible for you. But you need someone who will guide you, who will give you the reality of life, to look at the pros and the cons and decide which way you want to go. These guys who are on Facebook every day, they take pleasure in you guys just making them more popular. That's what they're doing to you guys. Right now, you finish watching all the show throughout the day now. What better, Nigerian men will say, did they do for you today? Not to mention all the year, I mean, all the months and year you have been watching them. What better will it do for you? I don't watch their show. You know why I don't watch their show? Because I know better. I focus my energy somewhere else because I know who they are in this country. I know what I do for living here, and they know what I do for living. But you don't know, and that's what I'm telling you. Some of them who live here that watch this show, they don't even know their sense of direction. But one day, some of you guys will come to this country, and y'all will get to see what Jay Randy is talking about. And that's my prayer and hope. Now, some of you guys are in Liberia. Y'all will come here one day and can see how these guys are living here. That time you will get to know. But it depends in what year and what age will you be at that time when you come to this country here. So, with that said, let's move on to the topic. So, Rody going down the horn here, Liberian politician. The first guy I want to show you guys here today is this guy they call Dr. Cassette. I'm going to go a very long way tonight. I'm telling you now, I'm going to go a very long way tonight. I'm planning to go beyond 2 hours tonight, depending on how long the show is going to be. So brace yourself, because I want to unpack a lot of things that are stuck out, and I want to unpack them. So let's start here. Now, one thing that interests me today here is this photo here, right? All right, this photo here. The reason I posted the photo here is because today when I saw Joseph Boakai, this lady you see here, let me tell you the story behind this lady. You know, when I tell you guys that George Weah, I love him as a soccer player. I love him as an individual. But the decision that he makes, the behavior or his decision he makes, are the things that I'm dissatisfied with. This lady, when she was with the Unity Party, because she worked on Ellen, as you can see here, she's teaming up with Joe Boakai here. This lady wrote a very humiliating post in 2017 about George Weah. She said, and I got that post because everything of mine, I keep them. She said, it will be a calamity if George Weah ever become president of Liberia. Yes, you're hearing it from me here. Her name is Cecile Coffee Brown. She is now the managing director of the National Housing Authority, NHA. She was the deputy managing director at Freeport for a very long time before Bill Travel went there. But before we get to that, this woman said George Weah's brain is in his foot. If you look at the comparison of the woman insulting George Weah and you look at what Costa is saying today, and if you look at some of who want to challenge George Weah based on some of the incompetent people he got, George Weah turned around and took this woman and gave her position. But this is a woman who campaigned against him and made all kind of dirty remarks against him. George Weah never kept anything against that woman, but put her in the government. I love George Weah. I love him because he is a guy who came from where I also came from the slum. But some of the things that he does is why I don't like him. This woman insulted George Weah. Those of you who've been around for a long time, who follow the Trenton issue on Facebook, will attest to what I'm telling you. But you know why George Weah took the woman? Because the woman is from George Weah County. She's a Crew woman. So everything George Weah said to the woman, it was not anything to hurt him. But some of us today, who people still see as sedition, and will continue to tell George Weah the truth. he and others have turned away against us. So my question here is, what will happen to the lady looking at what you're looking at right now? Let me give you the two double negative. Looking at what you're looking at right now. She was one time with the Unity Party. And I got a video too where she was chanting to Ellen. But today now she wearing Georgia t-shirt and is working in Georgia government. What will happen if Bokar emerged as the next president in 2024? What will happen to this lady? Your guess is just as mine. She will flip that shit again. But these are people that George Weah don't listen to. These are things that George Weah don't pay attention to because George Weah is inscribed, integrated into some form of tribalism. Because the woman is from her county or from the Kru tribe, he found nothing to what that woman said. But for people to say, George Weah, you did it with incompetent people, George Weah took that thing very personally. But this woman, George Weah, he said nothing. He even gave her position from Freeport to be an MD himself. That's Liberia there for you. That's Liberia there for you. So I just told you why to share the one with you guys. And Adi goes, Sammy goes. All right. Now, this guy they call Dr. Cassell. All right. This guy they call Dr. Cassell. I want us to listen to a video. So Dr. Cassell is a new guy who came to town. He has been keeping a cool head in front of you now, but in the back end of line, he has been doing some sinister things that many of you guys don't know today. Eric said no sound. Let me see it. Eric said no sound. Eric said no sound. I'm hearing myself here. How can you say no sound? Guys, are you guys hearing? Are you guys hearing me? I'm talking to myself on my stuff here, Eric. I'm hearing myself. I'm hearing myself here. Who out there cannot hear me either? Are you guys hearing me? I'm talking to myself on my stuff here, Eric. I'm hearing myself. I'm hearing myself here. All right. Other people say I'm loud. Other people say I'm loud and clear. All right. I'm good. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I usually use this phone just as a way that like I'm listening to myself. So, but Eric, thank you, and thank you to every one of you guys. Oh, my brother Prince is here. Thank you, Prince, and every one of you guys. All right. Thank you guys so much. All right. Sometimes these things happen, and I believe that we all need to fact check each other. Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you for that reminder. All right. I'm keeping my eyes as well too. So thank you. So Dr. Cassell, this guy came. I don't know what background he has from America, but from what I'm hearing, his doctorate degree is in human services. But he went to Liberia and started to play the same political game that every politician will play in the country. They will go and start giving the people back arrest. Edwin Snowden were the one that introduced that back arrest strategy in the country. But Edwin Snowden figured out that the back arrest strategy was not working anymore, so he backed off from there, but still a new politician then. If you watch Spoon TV, the Spoon Talk guys, and when they first entered into Liberia, they started giving back arrests because they know our people are addicted to handout. So the Liberians here, they know how to get our people. They will start with back arrests. Every one of them started with back arrests. Every one of them, they started with back arrests. So that, like I said, a few days been going around, and I've been keeping an eagle eye on him, trying to understand who he is. So let me play one video for you here so that you can see where I'm going with Dr. Cassell. Like I said, the question here is Dr. Cassell a two-faced politician or a fake politician? So here is a very short video clip here of Dr. Cassell. All right? So let me do this for you. And let's listen to Dr. Cassell here. All right? So let's listen to Dr. Cassell here.
young compatriots. It's always a pleasure to see you all. This struggle of liberation that we are struggling is because of you all. You guys are this information. I cannot do this by myself. I need your support. We need to sit down and talk because this matter is serious. It's about your lives, it's about your future, and it's about the next generation. You guys are the future leaders. Nobody going to define your life. Not because you're riding motorbike today, so it means that people should look down on you.
Now, what I want you to understand here is the words that are coming out of Dr. Kasser's mouth. The future belongs to you guys. Nobody is going to take away your future in this place. That's what he just said. I may not be accurate with how he said it, but I also want you to capture what he's saying right now. So again, is Dr. Kasser a two-faced or a fake politician? Let's listen to him more.
As a matter of fact, for the fact that you're riding motorbike, you're contributing to the economy. You're contributing to solving the transportation problem in our country. I salute you, I respect you for the fact that this is how you're making your deliberate. And you're doing it legally. You're trying your best. Okay? That's my vision for the economy. But we can do better. Our country, we can do better. We shouldn't be on locals in our own country. Let others come and enjoy our country over us. If we can enjoy in our country, if you guys can live a better life in your country.
Now, yeah, what I want you to understand here, right? So the statement he's making, or he made during the action, we cannot sit here and be stranger in our country. Now, the question I want you to ask yourself, when he said, we cannot sit here and allow you guys to be stranger in your own country, who are those that you and I know who are served in various positions of leadership that made those young guys to be stranger in their own country rather than giving them the opportunity? I want you to think about that, because very soon we will be unmasking Dr. Kasser, whether he's a two-faced politician or he is a fake politician. Let's make progress.
If you guys cannot have better opportunity in your country, then where can we have it? We have to straighten out those things that have been done so wrong by the politicians. The recycle politicians and the greedy hunters. We have to chase them out of town.
Thank you. The recycle politician and the greedy hunters. Let me repeat myself again. The recycle politicians and the greedy hunters. What does that say to you? What does that mean for you? When Dr. Kasser, who just came as the new guy, as part of the new faces on the scene, when he said, we cannot allow those recycle politicians, those greedy hunters, to allow you guys to become prey and victim to what he, Dr. Kasser, has seen. Watch again. All right. Let me just replay for you guys again. Let me just take a little bit back here and then we'll let it play. All right.
Our country, we can do better. We shouldn't be on locals in our own country. Let others come and enjoy our country over us. If we can enjoy in our country, if you guys can live a better life in your country, if you guys cannot have better opportunity in your country, then where can we have it? We have to straighten out those things that have been done so wrong by the politicians. The recycle politicians and the greedy hunters. We have to chase them out of town.
Who is he supposed to chase out of town? He gave you a hint. With the politicians and the hunters. He need to chase them out of town, right? All right. Now, you and I know the major players in the past history of our country. We all know the politicians who are participating in our country, right? Those who are not participating, meaning who are not taking leadership, we got the commies. We got who else again? I can't recall, but there are not many. But a few new guys, we got commies, and we got himself, right? And other new ones that we have not seen before. But the rest, we have seen majority of them, right? Now, I would like you to know, and I want you to understand, all right? This is Dr. Cassell here, the man who said he's going to chase the greedy hunters out of town. But this is Dr. Cassell here, standing right next to one of the greedy hunters. This is Dr. Cassell right here, standing right next to one of the greedy hunters. All right? Boca has been in government for 42 years, but the people life have not changed. And one of the reasons why Dr. Cassell, he said, left that country is because things were not working out for him. You see, when these politicians come to you, they come with fake intention. This man has been making all the noise around here, but when I told you guys from the beginning that I would love to see their political party statement of purpose and let them give you what are the issues in the country on papers. This man on September the 10th has been meeting with Joe Boca in the end. He's not telling the people. You want more evidence? Let me give you one more here again. And just today, this is him right here. Who are the greedy hunters that he's trying to chase out of town? Look at all these faces. Aside from Katumu right here, who is to the right-hand side of Bernard Yure, the wife of Mr. Boca. And I think this should be the wife or daughter, or I don't know who the other lady, but I think she might be related to the late child Walker Bronsky. But yeah, Dr. Cassell here, as I'm marking right here, this is the man who said, we're going to chase the politician out of town, the greedy hunters. Look at these faces. Are these guys new people? Are these guys new people? Are they new people? Yeah, Dr. Cassell here. Let me tell you, folks, what the guys didn't do here. All right? You see the Liberian politician them? Yeah, what they do? They will sit in America here, save their 401k, save any investment. One thing in mind they want to do. If I get to that country, I will try to make any significant contribution to draw people to my attention and make them feel that I'm for them. Then the greedy politician, they will turn their eyes and their face to me. But then I got enough territory. Then I can join them. And that's exactly what the two-faced guy and fake politician called Dr. Cassell is all up to. That is his game plan. All Dr. Cassell wanted to do, grab enough attention from the Liberian people, and then it would bring the politician close to him. Now he's trying to join into CPP. He's not in the interest of the Liberian people. Dr. Cassell is not in the interest of the Liberian people. He's in the interest of himself. Why? Because since Dr. Cassell got on the ground as a politician, he has not published his political party, political statement of purpose. He has not given you any issue he identified. All he does every day, every time is just talk to identify the same issue that you and I have seen for many years. But then he goes around and get the donation, the charity donation, and give it to the Liberian people. And then his recognition starts. His popularity starts to grow. But one thing he got in mind is to be where he is today. Standing next to side by Boca, Ure, and you name the others. That exactly was his end game. So what's going to happen now? They might invite him to come and join. And when they invite him to join, guess what he's going to say? My man, you know I got ground now. So I need 2 ministry for myself. It's a profit making. I wrote something today. Let me see what I can really pinpoint to that here. What I wrote here today, all right? Because I always love to go after what I wrote so that I can read it for you guys. Let me see what I wrote here. Okay, there you go, right here. Yeah, what I wrote here. All right. I said Dr. Cassette is another political hustler. All right. If you are hoping that Dr. Daniel E. Cassette became a Liberian politician to make your life better, think again, as he is not different than these guys in this photo. Dr. Cassette said a few weeks ago that he would chase the failed and corrupt politician out of town. But here is he in a photo up with the very corrupt and failed politician. So, did he chase the corrupt and failed politician, including himself, out of time? My fellow Liberians, that's the key one here. My fellow Liberians, Liberia is a breeding ground for anything because Liberia is an experimental laboratory or an unregulated country. You guys are on Facebook are not doing justice to the Liberian people, especially most of you guys that live in the diaspora, that live in the women land where the women every day he get bare on his eye here, making sure that you live a better life. You're not using that opportunity to educate our people back home. You're only taking pleasure in having many people watching you and make you feel good about yourself. And then you go to bed. But the man on the ground who need the information to be able to identify, to be able to pinpoint mistakes and begin to change their decision direction so that they can help prepare a better future for their children. You guys are not doing it because you guys are all about yourself, me, myself, and I. But these fake politicians are coming around making fool out of our people. So Dr. Cassell, he is a two-faced politician that only came into the Liberia political game because he won it for himself. But the sacrifices he's making in terms of the money he's giving, that photo you are looking at, let me put a photo for you here. This photo here is where Dr. Cassell is hoping. He's hoping that he will get called by this guy you see here, and then he will be part of the game. That's his end game. This is exactly what Dr. Cassell wanted. You see, they know they will not win any election in our country, ladies and gentlemen. Every politician that lives from here, they know they will not win a single election. Rather than finding a political party that they can align with because of their vision, no, they won't do that. Why? Because they're going in it for themselves. So they want a piece of the pie. So they will go in the name of a political party. So when they get called, then they go and align themselves and begin to push for their own personal agenda. That is why when they come in, they don't come with a political party statement of purpose. Your political party statement of purpose define what you want, who you are, and what you want to see in the country. It identify the problem, it find the solution, and it tell you the direction in which the country want to go. He said that these guys are politicians. They are politicians, recycled politicians, and he's going to chase them out of time. Out of town. Yeah, the very people here. Aren't these people the senior politicians in our country? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Did he chase them out of the country? Absolutely not. You see, when you guys don't listen to the right people, you're messing your own children's future up. Especially, I'm not talking about you guys that are in America here. And I'm not talking about you guys that are in Europe. Because to be honest, these people who country you find yourself in, they are not only taking care of their own children, they are providing the means for you to even take care of yourself and your children. I'm talking about the Liberian on the ground. And I hope the message can get to them. Dr. Cassell is not in your interest. Do not trust him. This photo alone, there's no way that Dr. Cassell can have. He has been negotiating in the back end to be in the photo for a very long time. All the things he been pretending, oh, you don't see Dr. Cassell to see people there. No. He was waiting for the appropriate time so that he can begin to join. It's all about political negotiation to benefit themselves. That's who Dr. Cassell is, folks. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but Liberia is fucked up. That country is fucked up. Nothing good coming from that country. Consider yourself as a blessing from God if you find yourself in a developed country just like me. Because these guys you see here got no intention to make the country better. No intention. Now, let's come to another video while we stay here. You see the guy to the far right here, they call Darius DeLong here? Yes, Darius DeLong. All right? Darius DeLong. This man came to America to pursue a bachelor degree on the expense of the Liberian people. He didn't succeed. Went back home. His last hope is to be in government. And because of CDC nonsense, he got 9 years under his belt. But yeah, what interests me today, and I want to share that other video with you. So let's let this video go, and let's bring this other one for you to see here. All right? Let's bring this here. So I want you to take a look at the video here today. All right? So let me just make this thing go away. This will keep moving. Let me just do this so that this can start moving. All right? It will remain there because Dr. Kassa is our main guy here. So let's play the video here by Darius DeLong. I will come back to the video here, but I want to just show you guys the area where Darius DeLong is actually in the video. All right? I want to show you guys something here. I want to show you guys something here. All right. So let's watch Darius DeLong here. So I want you to look at what the other guy did to DeLong. All right? So let's go back over that again. So you see the young man. The young man came and bowed down. I don't know whether he was kissing Darius DeLong's shoes. Yes. I want you to pay attention to that because I have an interpretation for that. Let me roll the video again. There go another guy here too. There go another guy here too. Trying to bend over and play with Darius DeLong's shoe. Now, let me tell you what are some of the negative impact on that thing, all right? Let me tell you guys some of the negative impact, all right? Let me tell you some of the negative impact. Darius DeLong, his son is married to an American, a white American. And you know, those people that never visited Liberia, they got different mindset. So when Darius DeLong's daughter-in-law watch this video where young people are going to Darius DeLong and buying down, you know what running through that girl's mind today? Think about coming to America. That girl now, when she meet you on the street, you know what be in her mind? And you guys worship your political leader. You bow down to them and even want to lick their shoe. That is what that video, when you see this guy and the other guy trying to bow down to Darius DeLong, that is the message Darius DeLong, wife, that white girl is getting from the video, from us in Africa. And if you're a Liberian, you hear, don't be surprised if that mindset comes from her because that's what she sees. So he's now sitting down here and say, oh, your dad is a king. I see people buying down, try to wet his shoes. Oh, yes, that's the people from Liberia. Then you now in America now, one day you bump into two of them, what you think will be the mindset of her? Should be thinking just like that. Don't take my word for it, unless you don't study Afrocentricity in America, unless you don't study stereotype. Then That would be another discussion for another day. All right? But I leave that with you for your experience, for you to come and talk about it here. All right? But that's the direct deal on there. This guy who came to this country years ago could not even make one opportunity out of the school that Nukal paid for. But because CDC and the desperation of innocent Liberians, not ignorant, but innocent Liberians that don't understand how their future have been played with, gave this man a 9-year position. He relaxed. He had arrived. There's nothing he's going to worry about. But look at the young guys around him. Look at the young people. What future do they have for themselves before you even think about their children? Look at the guys. They are between the ages of 20 to 37. What do they have for themselves? Running after politicians. So let's watch more of the video again. These young guys just get up in the morning, no job, no school, nothing they're learning, but they just found themselves at a party headquarters. Young people. People find pleasure in using it every day. When you look at that picture, don't that picture remind you about this too? Yes. When you look at that picture, this is me right here. The same body composition, the same appearance. I could have been among these guys today. I could have been among them. The reason I'm showing you my past is because I've been there and done that. And I know what the end game will be. Tara Dillon, his son is in America. His grandchild is in America. He's just hanging out with the guys for the time being, what he can get. And this is an old practice. The ministers, they got their children abroad. Any country you find yourself where the leaders don't invest in their children to be in that country to school, that country got no future. Any country where the leaders' children are not in that country going to school, that country got no future. The America who live here, almost all the president and government officials' children live here. And that's why they make sure everything is up to standard. When you go to the United Kingdom, almost all government officials, their children live there in many parts of the world. But when you have a country where the people who are in authority, their children don't live there, they don't school them, they will not care for the hospital, they will not care to improve the healthcare system, they will not care to improve the educational system, because the people they love, they already took them out of that country. That is why you see the young people every day, they're on the street. Look at your advocates then today. Many of them were living in Liberia. What happened when the opportunity came? They didn't say, hold on to the opportunity. Let me wait until my other friends and got theirs. They never did that. They springboard and came to America. But they're sitting from here now and telling you to go do this, to go do that. And you continue to do it. That country is fucked up. Liberia is fucked up, my friend. This generation, the next generation cannot solve Liberia problem by the year 2065. Liberia is a breeding ground for anything where anybody can go and want to do anything, because the country itself is like an experimental laboratory with no regulations. So anybody can just go there and do anything. Dr. Cassette know it. All the young people that are running to Liberia right now who want to be in public position, they know it. Only the people on the ground and the guys that on social media don't want to tell the Liberian people the truth, because they themselves, they know too. So they don't want to tell them the truth. Open the Liberian people's eyes will lower most of their morale. And they don't want that. That one fundamental agreement they all have. Do not open the people's eyes. Don't let Randy come here and can't tell the people anything. You shouldn't listen to Randy. Because Randy will open the people's eyes and everything that we know will be out of here. Because you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. I sit here and tell any government official the truth. Because I'm not looking for a job. If I didn't need me, then I need him. Speaking about that, they need me, then I need them. Let's come to Jefferson Koji. Let us come to Jefferson Koji now. All right? Let's move on to Jefferson Koji. Let me bring Jefferson Koji up here. Let's bring Jefferson Koji here now. All right? So, where's my video? Where is my video? All right. So, yeah, it's my video here. Open the curtain on Jefferson Koji. All right. How dirty the city is. I know it's a bit of pill to swallow, but I ain't got for them.
Where are they told I say Africa as a whole, all of them are the same thing, especially West Africa. All. Now the same water we touch, nine touch, you understand? Not be everything happen. You understand? One AU man don't come outside. Cause a Liberia capital, Monrovia, is the most dirty place, even dirty past empire.
My friend, let me tell you one thing about Lagos. All right. Lagos is one of the most populated cities, if not in the world. I think in Africa, but I think by comparison, they are one of the most dense populated city in the world. This guy you see with his show from Nigeria, his audience is big. He go across the continent. He go across the world. And whatever he disseminated out there, it will take years to erase. The video that people think that is not in Liberia anymore, it's already gone viral. If people know that the country is dirty, if that man message can reach the platform, there's nothing that can be done with what he has said, whether he apologized or not. Every little guy who is follower of this show that this guy is running, they all now know that Liberia is a very dirty place. So let's continue with that quickly here, all right? Let me progress here.
Okay then. Igbo people, God will bless him. No wonder on our country they move forward. On our planet they move forward. We they go because we they cover truth. He said the country too dirty. He said the dog will carry call the country now get heart attack. The dog get ulcer. Only the dog book wrong come for the country. He said nobody see capital where dirty rich Liberia. Put the Liberia president you. They put you as president. Sorry. To take care of the country, now music, reggae, now you got the sing waka. Yeah, okay, would do it. You understand what I mean? You know, if you understand what I talk. Music, now you got the sing waka. Ball, now you got the play. Liberia needs serious help. Not only waiting this.
Say, right? He may present his show as someone who is very comical, but he's saying the truth. And one thing I want you to take away what he has said so far. Liberia need help. Nigeria, especially Lagos, used to be one of the most dirtiest cities. The Nigerians are taking all their experts from around the world to help their country improve. The issue of municipal solid waste is not an easy thing. Yes, municipal solid waste is not an easy thing. In the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, all the counties, including the county of Philadelphia, along with the advice of the EPA, there was a law that was enacted that required every city within Pennsylvania to develop. It is a law that every city in the state of Pennsylvania should develop a municipal solid waste plan. It is a law. You see, when CDC came out and said, oh, we want to make the country better, they identified the issue of solid waste in the country, because they used to see it all the time. There is a photo that Sekou Kalasko took way back. If Sekou Kalasko is listening right now, let me remind him. Sekou Kalasko went to Red Light and took a photo. I still have that photo today. And was showing to the world how Pineville City was so dirty, sludges up. But today they've been there now for almost 3 years. Not only Sekou Kalasko now identifying the problem now, but it is a white man from Europe. Jefferson Koji is very incompetent. I listened to Melvin here. I had a conversation telling me that, oh, Jefferson Koji got somebody with PhD and this. Let me tell you, Melvin, if both was something America respect, they got all the big institutions in the country. From the Yale to the Harvard to the Brown University in Rhode Island to the Duke University in North Carolina to the California Institute of Technology to the UCLA, and you name all the big schools. In this country, they don't put education first. They put experience first. Jefferson Koji and whoever you claim to say got PhD cannot solve that problem. Because why? It is only intellectual experience. He needs people who got the hands-on experience that we call the experiential qualities. Let me remind you, many PhD in person like Dr. Sawyer, Dr. Abraham Formula, they all left from the country and went to Liberia with a big degree. What did they do with a degree? And where is Liberia is today? If you don't know lesson learned, I do know lesson learned. One of the reasons why Liberia is behind is because we believe that people with a big degree and no experience will change things around. No. Yeah, it's one of the impediments to that. Our schools, our institution, whether public, private in our country, don't believe in research. PhD holders are supposed to be at institution mainly teaching and researching. If they have research institution in our country, they will begin to study human interaction with the environment. What are some of the characteristics that continue to inflate the issue of solid waste in the country? But because we don't have all those things, the degree will not cover for you. Jefferson Koji is like an ABC student who is in a class of high-level senior mathematician at his university. What do you think a kindergarten kid will be doing at a university where senior students are sitting in a class? Do you think that student will have, that kid will have any idea? Absolutely not. Jefferson Koji is one of the most incompetent individual that George Weah put in that position. He is not going to change anything as far as I'm concerned. I swear beyond my degree over there. I posted an information today. Today I posted information. Cycle is another big company in the country. The guy sent me the job description. And I hope many of you got read it. He didn't send it to me because he saw my degree. No. He sent it to me, and in an email, he said, I saw your resume. That's how we are professional people in this country. You see, what George Weah doesn't understand. When George Weah was being recruited from Tonel to go to France, they didn't say because George Weah is an African. They didn't say because George Weah is a black man. George Weah was recruited because of his football experience. But George Weah cannot transfer that logic into public service to say, you know what, Jefferson Koji, you are a loyal man to me, but you don't have the qualification to do this job. If Arsene Wenger, who sent that recruiter to take George Weah out of Cameroon, if that guy has said to George Weah, you are an African and I need you. As a thing, I was going to say no. I want to see his skills. And that way, Georgia is letting people down and destroying our country. So let listen to the guy here and hear what they both said on their show. Let's listen more.
White man talk, this AU ambassador talk. And those of you who never watch away till they talk, here, regadilaba.
Because I must say that when I arrived here a year ago, I was a bit surprised. Monrovia is a disgusting city. It is a dirty city. Of all the capitals I have seen in my previous postings in Africa, I have not seen one that is as dirty as yours. I understand things.
Imagine that, folks. Imagine that. Imagine that. Put the party sentiment away. Put the party sentiment away. What I always tell you guys here. Let's be real here. Sometimes when I kind of tell you, say, when a white man says something, they'll take me for fun, right? The people are brave to tell you the truth. If I were Georgia, I would call that man and say, what can you do to help me? Because you identify the problem and you did not hide it. So what can you do to help me? I need help. If I were Jefferson Koji, I would have walked up to that man too and say, what can you do to help me? I need all the help in the world. But they will not do it that way. They will see it as an insult. They will see it as an insult. Somebody who identify your problem right before your eyes without sugarcoating it, they love you. But they will not do it. But guess what he did? Let me show you what he did. All right? Let me show you what he did. So after Ellen Johnson said he visited him, then he hear him.
All right, good afternoon. Welcome to MCC TV. We are here this afternoon. It's about 12 o'clock. It's about some minutes after 1 o'clock. 16 after 1. At this time, we are in red lights again with the enforcement exercise where the Lord Mayor
So this video happens right after Ellen visited Mr. Koji, right? Ellen visited him. And the next day he went on the street. I don't know about you guys, but what I do know, and I can say to you, especially for those of you guys that live in this country here, from Monday to Friday, each and every one of you, including myself, we have something we call trash day in America, where you have to take your trash can from your house, your apartment, and take it to the curbside of the road, right? For trash pickup. Or if you live in an apartment complex that controls their own dumpster, you will take that same trash from your kitchen and you carry it to the dumpster and empty it in the dumpster. How do I know this? I live in an apartment myself. I live in a house myself. And I know you live in an apartment, you now live in a house, or the other way around. But no matter where you live, how you started, you know the routine. Every state you live in. My point here is, the reason these things are happening is not because people just get up in the morning and tell you, oh, you got to carry trash over there. It's all about planning. And it comes from people who are experienced. Jefferson Koji, when he first started, he talked about We Are for Clean City. When I asked Mr. Koji, what plan do you have for the We Are for Clean City? He didn't provide any plan. But Mr. Koji just thought by seeing it there with his physical eyes and go and clean it up, he was going to do the trick. But the thing he doesn't understand, why he cleaning it up, there are ships on deep sea bringing goods to Liberia that are wrapped in plastic, paper, and other material. And they are coming right to the port. and it will be taken and given to the businesses, and they will begin to spread out to the local markets. And in the end, child generation will start. Jefferson Koji doesn't understand that part of that process. All Jefferson Koji is the end result. Jefferson Koji is like the guy who take a phone to the store. They program the phone and say, "Yeah, my man, your phone okay now, just go." Then next thing start making call. Jefferson Koji is an end user. He doesn't understand any process as it relates to the operation of Monrovia City Corporation. One of the challenges that the Monrovia City Corporation is facing right now is the issue of solid waste. Because when you look at building codes, when you look at city safety, the police, the Liberia National Police will help the city to maintain safety. When you look at environmental condition, the EPA is not helping him. That's why things are getting worse. And he got no clue. The principal function of the Monrovia City Corporation is more administrative than operational. It is administrative in the sense that building codes, whether it's electric, whether it's permit to have an addition to your house, everything operate on a code. If Jefferson Koji cannot even manage the solid waste situation in the country, no wonder why people are building in alleyways in the country. I mean, in the city. No wonder why people are driving in opposite direction, because he had no control and he had no understanding. While it is true that he's limited in his ability to expand things, he can speak to those things so that independent minded Liberian can understand that Jefferson Koji mean business. But you see, when people try to partilize, I don't know whether that is an appropriate word to use. Many Liberians today don't look at the reality. The other day I had another guy here who lived in North Dakota telling me that the issue of the trash been in existence since 1847. The generation has changed. The tribe behavior has changed. The very state he lived in, does he know how the state used to manage their trash way back before he was born? And how are they managing it today? You see, these are some of the guys who just pay loyalty to individual rather than looking at the challenges and our inability not to take on the challenges as a country and people who continue to increase in population, but are digressing in our ability to take on the challenges that are trying to defeat us in this current century. We don't pay attention to those things. And it is a shame to see young Liberians in this country where they see things changing before their eyes every day, and they are refusing to acknowledge those that they worship. Those who worship individual are not going to be the future builder of Liberia. And many citizens, young and old, locally and in the diaspora, are living with that belief bias among them. And it's going to be a challenge, because one of the challenges that you will have is to have your fellow Liberians in the diaspora who are seeing the chemistry of how the country is making strive on almost everything through continual improvement. But they ignore those things and look right in the eyes of their fellow Liberians and tell them this is the way things are supposed to be done. That is more evil than any other reality of evilness, because they know what is wrong, but they're telling them it is the right thing to do, all because of party loyalty. It is wrong. Jefferson Koji got no clue. If Jefferson Koji needed help, he can get the help from professional people. One of the reasons why the solid waste is in the country, or especially in Monrovia, is because Liberia as a country does not have a law that supposed to be legislated by the House of Representatives that should compel the city of any mayor to develop a solid waste management plan. Once that law is put in place, it is incumbent upon the mayor of all city to begin to improve on that law. Because when you legislate a law, the law becomes a working tool that you must perfect by developing different policy to ensure that law is supported by the policy. Jefferson Koji cannot tell you what is his dream for Monrovia in the next 6 years when he took office. Whether he wants to make it a plastic-free city, whether he wants to make it a green city, He got no clue. He only react when he sees stockpile of die and people start to complain. But like I told you guys, in this country, from Monday to Friday, trash are being picked up. Except when something happens like holiday, it bump into Saturday. Special pickup will be on Sunday. The reason why trash are picked up in 7 days time, because flies, their egg, when they hatch that egg, it takes 8 days for the egg to turn into an actual fly. So if the people can get the egg within 7 days, because each day come around, it's your 7th day. My trash is always pick up on Monday. So the past Monday coming to the next Monday, I'm going to be hitting my 7 days. The trash will be picked up again. One of the reasons why they set that frequency is because rodent, especially flies, hatch their egg on the 8th day. And if the trash are not picked up within that 7-day period, on the 8th day, the trash will start to generate more flies, more maggots. Jefferson Koji got no idea on this thing. Even his own boss, they don't have ideas on the thing. But yet and still they remain resolute. They remain resolved. They remain partisan, loyalty. And they fucking think something in that country. And that's one of the fundamental reasons why some of us, especially me, I would not visit that country. Liberia is a very unhealthy country right now, especially Monrovia. The country is very unhealthy. I'm not going to add anything to me right now. I can do a Zoom call and see Liberia, but I'm not going down there as an environmentalist. Think about you. You got principle and standard. There are certain things that you cannot do because you believe in what you don't want to do it. Jefferson Koji is not fit to be city mayor of that place. Mr. We need to get him out of there. Going on the street and walking around. So what is he walking here for now? Think about this. There is no solid waste plan to pick up the trash. There is no education or there is no plan as to how Jefferson Koji is planning on reducing the proliferation of plastic material. Because most of the things that you found on the trash or on the dump site, aside from rotting vegetable, and you see one of the things that generating more rotting food in Liberia, and the people will not tell you you can get that in America here. So let's talk about some basic environmental science with regards to food preservation, right? How many people in Liberia got refrigerator? Right now, when the water get very hot, because it's not in a controlled environment, it will go back in the fridge, right? Think about Liberia. Vast majority of the people in Liberia don't have refrigerator. So every food they buy, they got to eat it the same day, or the next day it will be trash. That creates rotting vegetable on the dump site. Rotting vegetable will be attractive to flies and other rodents. The reason why you don't find many places, even in your home, with a lot of rotting food, because sometimes your women will cook, our women will cook food and put it in the fridge. So the lack of refrigerators in various homes in Liberia is one of the reasons why we continue to see vegetable foods on the what? Dump site. How do we reduce that? I can tell you guys now. Another thing that we also see too is the proliferation of plastic material. They are not easily dissolved or cannot be easily dissolved in the soil, not in the water. The country of Rwanda today has decided to do away with plastic material. The state of Delaware, other states, they are not dealing with plastic bag anymore. Back in the days when Liberia was Liberia, we didn't have issue with too many plastic bags because the population was not to where it is today. So without no solid waste plan, how there will be pick up on a frequency, without any education or any law or any recommendation from Mr. Koji, what needs to be done in terms of managing solid waste, reducing the importation of food wrapped in plastic, because you must stop the source. Whatever Jefferson Koji is doing, as you see here, all right? So let me just put a video on here and I will be talking, but it will be...
Jefferson Koji is on a rigorous stand this time around, making sure that.
So I hope you guys can hear me because I'm going to lower this thing here, all right? So that you guys can hear me here, all right? So whatever Jefferson Koji is doing here, walking these roads, what I want you to ask yourself is, what is he actually doing? What is he doing? He doesn't have no municipal plan to manage the trash picker. He don't have no plan where he has met marketeers and the Liberia Marketing Association and the business community in the city to tell them, guys, look, beginning so and so year, we are going to institute a policy where we will not be accepting plastic material in the country. We only would like to see paper material. And we expect you guys to do the same. Look on the ground here, folks. Look at the ground here. What do you see on the ground here? Most of the things you see here, all you guys you see stepping over this thing here, most of these material on the ground, those material on the ground, they are mostly plastic material. And these are the things that are causing clot in the sewage and the storm drain system. These are things. I'm not here to can't teach these people anything. No. They say we're looking for a job. I'm not going to tell them. They give me 20,000 out of other people, 50,000 out of other people. I'm not going to tell them. But as you can see here, one of the reasons why you saw this standing water here, let's play the video again so you can see another standing water here, all right? You're going to see a very standing water here, all right? Look at the surface here. This is supposed to be a stormwater collection system where the water is supposed to go. But if you look on the floor here, you see a lot of stuff here. These are how do you call it, non-biodegradable products here that cannot easily be dissolved. How are they getting here? Because the people who run these different stores, they just open all their packages and just toss the refuse material, the useless material, and just put it down on the road. So what the Jefferson Koji looking for here when the people don't even know that leaving these things on the ground is bad for the country? What is he doing here? Look at all these guys. What are they doing? Absolutely nothing, my friend. Absolutely nothing. Because you know what? Jefferson Koji got no idea. He is the city mayor. He shouldn't be out here. It should be the operation director for public affairs that are supposed to come. All these things are supposed to be through a municipal waste system. You think the business people care? No. This guy you see right here, he's an Indian guy right here, all right? He's an Indian guy right here. The guy you see right here talking to Jefferson Koji right here. This guy's an Indian businessman. He don't give a damn about what Jefferson Koji wants. He wants to bring a product to town to sell. The demand is hard. The only thing Jefferson Koji can do is to regulate what the guy is bringing. How do you import your goods? By what means? Are they being shrink wrapped or are they being paper wrapped? You collect the data and say, look, I think one of the issues that we have in this country that continue to create flooding, that continue to create trash, we see from our statistics that most of the trash that we get in tons, they are mostly plastic bags. So we have a conversation with the business community. So Mr. Koji can meet the business community and tell them, as he always like to sit down in his office, that if to say he knows something and he know a goddamn thing. And, you know, when you see someone sitting in our offices here, it's because we went to school, we got experience, we learn a lot. All right. Other than that, you'll be sitting in your cubicle. But a man who never sat down on the sidewalk, he never sat down in a cubicle, you go get his office, he put fake glasses on, he come and sit down. Do you think that man know anything? No. We can tell by what he says and how he does things because we are professional people. Jefferson Koji got no damn clue about what he's doing over there. The first thing he should have done when he became city mayor was to look at the statistics from Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. You want to see statistics? Let me show you statistics here. So we'll put Jefferson Koji picture down, all right? We'll put Jefferson Koji picture away for now, and let us bring what occurred during Ellen time, all right? So here is Ellen time here, all right? So this is Ellen time here, all right? So the reason for the video here is when Major Koji took office, he should have reviewed what Madam Bro and other city mayor during Ellen administration did in terms of programs, whether they were focused on waste reduction, such as rejecting plastic material, trying to make the city greener, what program they have for the community. Here is a photo here from the Ellen government, all right? Let me play this for you guys now so you can see here.
This market is Monrovia's main trading area. Thousands of people.
So imagine now, so this was Ellen administration now, right? So what do you think CDC should have been doing? CDC should have been observing what are the challenges the marketeers are facing during the any administration and begin to strategize ways that when they take office, they will start to put in place plans, programs that will reduce the stockpile of trash in the country. Do you think the opposition are doing it? You can forget that shit. You can forget that shit. The opposition, they're not doing nothing right now. The opposition are not doing anything right now. Liberian, many of us in leadership, many Liberians in leadership, they don't think ahead. You all listen to Benjamin Sevi last night, right? The men were all watching what he said one time. Oh, we're not ready for any plan. They will get there. That's the kind of idea that they're giving to you. All right. So the reason you see the stockpile continue to increase in the Weah administration, because when these international journalists was going to Liberia and capturing the videos, it was an opportunity that CDC should capture and begin to focus on what will be our strategy approach, our standard of work to engage the issue of solid waste in the country when we become leaders. No, Mr. Weah and his close orbiters or seditions did not think about those things. And I'm not here to get in all what I think they deserve to know. So let's see what happened during the early time, all right? And let's compare to how Weah is struggling today.
People come here every day to buy fresh food, clothes, and household goods. But traders say authorities have not been collecting the waste. And for more than 6 months, garbage has been piling up.
We, the wheel pushers, we have nowhere to pass. It's becoming more and more difficult to make our way through the markets as mounds of garbage continue to grow, blocking pathways.
Some are putting the blame on President George Weah.
This new government is not doing anything. President Weah is only there for himself. He told us he came for change, for hope, but this is change for dirt.
Liberia is still recovering from civil wars between 1989 and 2003, which destroyed the country's infrastructure. An Ebola outbreak from 2014.
Let me, to a point of correction there, I think, let me just bring it to here. To a point of correction there, correction. The stockpile there over there is a rollover from the any administration into the Weah administration. This video was not really recorded during the any administration. There's another one that I should have brought. But you guys know that during the any administration, there was also stockpile of that all over the place. So this video is a video that was recorded during the George Weah time, as you listen to the lady over there. And it is a shame for the lady to come and say on live international wire that Mr. Weah is not in the interest of the Liberian people. How long the video has been, the issue of the trash is still an issue within the marketeers community. And Mr. Weah has not done anything about it. Again, if you look at that trash, what do you see? More and more plastic material. They are on the dump site itself. They are also in the storm drain. All right. So let's watch the video again, folks. So I just want to make that point of correction. All right. So let's watch the video here again.
2016 also devastated the economy. Also devastated the economy. Its economy has slumped.
Here, all right. Many of you guys will remember this place here. This is Sony Wen. Yeah, this is Sony Wen. If you live in Texas, this thing is called the Bayou. It is a large and very huge stormwater collection system. It is right behind the Raditown Market. But this is what? And what do you see here again? More and more plastic material. Why the plastic material is still there? Because it is very hard to dissolve. One of the things that they need to do is to prevent the importation of plastic into the country. Once you clean this up and all port of entry is implementing the rejection of plastic material in the country, it will help. Because the plastic in here, remember plastic bag, they trap everything and they are not easily degradable. That means they cannot be dissolved easily. So just a tip for Mr. Koji, y'all need to prevent the importation of plastic material. These are the things that are causing mosquitoes in the country. These are the things that are causing dysentery. These are the things that are causing typhoid in the country. So as dirty as the place is, some of us will not be able to go there and live there without seeing anything. All right? So let me progress here.
Because of falls in the prices of its main exports, iron ore and rubber. And city officials say they just don't have enough resources to manage the waste.
You think anybody going to come and talk about this thing here? Nobody going to come and talk about this thing here, guys. Nobody going to talk about these things. Liberians are not interested in the kind of thing here, but these are things that affect them every day. They're not going to talk about this thing here. You see many of them come and say, what am I talking about? Oh, that they can't go here. The country is fucked up, folks. That country is fucked up.
But Liberia's economy is starting to recover and authorities have promised to clean up the market. But some here aren't convinced, and they say they'll begin protesting if officials do not keep their word. Philip Owera, TRT World.
All right, so there you have it, folks. There you have it. You have very incompetent people running the country. They got no clue, all right, of what they're doing. Now, let's come to Mr. Alexander Cummings. Yes. So, like I said, we got a long way to go tonight, and I'm very excited about it. So, it's time for Mr. Cummings now. All right, we have crossed over now from CDC, from the how they call the other guy party. Now we are to Mr. Cummings. Many people think that Mr. Cummings will prosecute Ellen. It's not going to happen. Mr. Cummings will never prosecute Ellen. Mr. Cummings is a member of what? The Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Presidential Center for Women and Development. So you can forget it. From the day Ellen honored Mr. Alexander Cummings is in Ellen's pocket. If you don't know, he will never prosecute Ellen because Ellen got him exactly to where she wants him to be. That's just an FYI for you. But let me give you what I actually brought this guy to this discussion. So here is Mr. Alexander Cummings. There's one thing that I noticed about Mr. Alexander Cummings. When he come to America, he meet the folks at night. Some of the excuses that I got from his people, one, oh man, the people are very busy, so he can meet them in the evening. But my question here is, are they busy through all their lives? Is there something they call program planning? But you know what? Cummings feel very comfortable no matter the time, the place, as long as he's meeting his own people. It doesn't matter the time. It's okay. But before we get to the QA section, let me tell you a little thing about Alexander Cummings. Cummings is a very selfish man. I don't care whether Mona is listening to me. I don't care whether Vatopa is listening to me, because these are people that I speak to once in a while. But the character of Alexander Cummings is not only limited to opposition. He takes his character everywhere he goes. He's a very selfish man. But in this situation, his selfish behavior really play good for him. Yes. You see the video here? The other video right here. You remember the video here? Oh, yes, I think you do remember the video. Let me play the video here for you guys, all right? Let's play the video here.
former President. I have the distinguished honor to welcome the Sunset Beach former Vice President Joseph Boakai, Secretary of the Unity Party.
So you listen to how Mr. Boakai was introduced. The video was recorded, I believe, in June into July. Before the CPP even got their document together, Mr. Boakai and Mr. Ure, let me just speed it up here so you can see them. All right, Mr. Boakai. There go Mr. Ure back here. There go Mr. Boakai. If you guys remember the video, this program, it was Boakai, I believe, Nombli Kanga, Une Dillon was in there, I'm sure. And Mr. Boakai was introduced as the standard bearer of the Unity Party. How can you introduce in the democratic system of our country, our electoral process? Standard bearer are people who contested in a presidential election according to the terminology of running a political party under a democratic form of governance. Standard bearer are those who are elected by their party to go and compete, especially in the presidential election. If they are defeated, they are considered to be former standard bearer. But Mr. Boakai was introduced, as you heard, as what? The standard bearer. So before the CPP even became a connected or joint political party, Mr. Ure already knew that Boakai was going to be the man and not Cummings. Whatever they were doing in terms of putting documents together, trying to bring themselves together, holding hands like this and taking photos, like Brother Man said, they were all formality. The deal was already done. So at this occasion, as you will see here, Alexander Cummings did not show face. It was Unem Madad here, Unity Party guy, Joseph Boakai, there go Mo Ali, all right, and Mr. Ure. And they were all sitting down there having fun. Let me play the video for you guys a little bit here. So, not to waste your time, Alexander Cummings was never invited to that program. Let me just rewind your mind on something here again, all right? If you remember, and that's where some of you guys will say, yeah, Randy, you can really remember for true, because this is a recent happenings. You guys recall when Mr. Weah called for the opposition meeting and Darrell Dillon was the only person who attended that meeting? Why was Joseph Boakai excused that time? Joseph Boakai said he was heading to a farm, right? So he didn't attend Weah's invitation. I tell you that Joseph Boakai is a very selfish old man too, and he is continuing to worsen his situation. What did Cummings say? Cummings said he was on his way to the United States too, right? For Dillon, he attended it. Now, when they say Kama is a bitch, it's the same thing that happened to Joseph Boakai. They tried to invite Cummings, and Cummings being a very selfish man, Cummings himself decided not to attend because when they went to that Sanko beach and did what they wanted to do, they left him out. So this is a game that you have been playing for a very long time against Cummings, and he had been doing things right before Cummings' eyes and ignoring Cummings' importance. So when it came to the CDC induction of Joseph Boakai term, Cummings said, Kama is a bitch. I'm not coming anywhere. If I can do my selfish thing to Weah and say I'm going to America, I will also do it to you guys. So where does the CCP stand today? The CCP is a broken organization. The second reason why Cummings is using his selfishness, and the selfishness of Cummings is very playing to his advantage. All the time, Costa have been insulting Alexander Cummings. You know why Boka has been quiet? I'll tell you why Boka has been quiet. I got a lot of things here for you guys. It is because of this. You see that? What T.D. Ure wrote? Trusted partner, my leaders. The reason why Costa will continue to insult Alexander Cummings and Boka will not say anything is because Ure and Boka, they are trusted partners. But let me say this to you guys. Boka will not be president of Liberia as long he keep a relationship with Ure. Don't take my word for it. Call me stupid man. Don't take my word for it. Right now, the United States is getting involved with the election process. Ure is a friend to Charles Taylor. That through the American help, Charles Taylor went to jail. It stayed to the back of their mind. Whenever Boka start to engage Ure, the Americans are watching. Because all fire truck know how to light. The closer Ure get to Boka, the closer Charles Taylor technically will be getting to power in Liberia. Many of you guys don't understand anything. I'm not going to force you to understand it. Yeah. Thank God I don't live in that country. What I will say to you, Ure is a close confidant to Charles Taylor. If you knock on Allen White door today and say, will you feel happy with Ure getting involved in government? He will say, which Ure? Ure from Liberia? Yes. You mean the guy who worked with Charles Taylor? Yes. Who bringing that man? Ure closeness to Boka presidency is going to hamper Boka chances of becoming president. But like T.D. Ure said, they are partners. Boka will find it very difficult to win any election in Liberia because of a closeness to Ure. One of the many reasons why Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is fighting Boka is because Ellen has seen Ure getting close to Boka. Many of you guys have seen the Allen White video. Obasanjo is something bigger that you don't know, you don't understand. I'm not here to force you because I'm not here to give you political entertainment. But I want you to put the puzzle together. Ure worked for Taylor for a very long time. Taylor came under investigation. Ure already lose their job. Ure is being mentioned in the TRC as someone who has close connection to Hans Dew and other stuff, even the State Department. And then you got such a person close to Boka. When you got the guys that get thinking, oh, today we say next to George Weah, we say this to George Weah. George Weah not worried about Joe Boka. He worried about somebody else. So when you see the U.S. embassy coming on and say, oh, we're going to have election workshop, that U.S. ambassador is a Republican that had linked to George Bush, who together, Tony Blair and other got rid of justice. He's keeping eye on Boka. They are watching Boka, but Boka doesn't understand. When last have you seen Ure in America since Chancellor was thrown in jail and taken out of office? Have you seen Ure here? You don't understand the picture. You don't understand the picture. I'm a stupid man. Yeah, Randy, you stupid man, you foolish man. But when the time comes, you say, yes, Randy, you were right. Americans don't negotiate with people that they put away, and they don't encourage them. You see Prince Johnson, all the time Prince Johnson was elected by his people, Americans were quiet. What is that? The man a local man from Nema County. He got elected by his people. He's serving in Monrovia. But the moment the Senate said Prince Johnson on his answer committee, the Americans know that Prince Johnson did some bad things. They came out with a statement. We don't know that man. And what happened today? They pull Prince Johnson back. Boca can be over there and do anything with Europe. But if Boca want to become president to control the country, and America had taken a decision that is worldwide, that Taylor was thrown in jail because he committed atrocity, and American lawyers support from George Bush got him in jail, and Europe is closer. Hello, remember the time Mr. Weir had a phone conversation with Charles Taylor? Hello, Mr. Taylor, and it came out, and everybody was on the news. Oh, we had talked to Charles Taylor. What became of that particular scenario? It got bigger and bigger and bigger. And what we are saying, you know, I was yet to play. They posted the one here. And what you how to have been seeing so much. Well, they put it in the Taylor. I ain't get time for that thing. I ain't kind of thing in here. Hello, you're playing with something that is bigger than you. So the reason, and I just spoke about the chances that Boca might not win this election. Boca will now win any election, not only because the people don't like him, also the international community will feel that he's trying to bring back an old wound because he's hanging out with a guy who America does not like. And when America don't like somebody and you continue to associate yourself, you are in trouble because Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was part of Taylor going to jail. She did what she got done here. We all saw it. We all heard it. The document out there, the video out there. And then Boca want to go undo what Ellen had done. That's why Ellen tried to fight her way. And when Boca continue, the big boys now will come from abroad and say, okay, Mr. Boca, it's time for us to tell you the truth. You will not be president of the country. You're putting yourself in a very dangerous situation. Again, don't take my word for it. I'm a stupid man. I ain't got plenty people watching me. What do I know? I'm a 400-pound gorilla sitting in the room here and ain't got nothing to do this evening but just telling you bull crap. But I will say this to you. I don't live in that country. I live where you guys, many of you guys live, but I don't live in a community like you guys. Why they should have in America here? We all live in different communities. I don't think like you. I don't do things like you, even though we all live here. And I'm speaking to those who are in open denial. I'm not talking about my loyal people who listen to me, because the people who listen to me here, they know exactly how Randy presents his stuff. So my people out there that listen to me, thank you. I think some of you guys, like 10 or 15 people that listen to me all the time. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? And I'm trying to let you to net here. Boca chances with Europe, it will create a problem. So back to the Cummings issue. One of the reasons why Cummings will not have a good time with Mr. Urey is because Alexander Cummings, as you see here on the far right, trusted partners of Boca and Urey is not an opportunity for Cummings. These two people are together. So Cummings need to get out of there. Because no matter what, they already know who Cummings is. Now, let us make progress with Cummings here. All right. So let's get rid of Boca. And I got a video of Boca, but I'm not sure that video here, so I'll let the video go away. Let me get rid of one here. Let me get rid of this other one. So what I want us to look at here now is Alexander Cummings. All right. So Cummings had the interview or the discussion. Cummings always come in the know. I got another video where he came in there. You remember where y'all sitting where here as about what I'm talking like internet. So I asked the question, I said, but is Cummings meeting people who why Cummings always meet his supporter at night time? Are they vampire or something? Some of you guys laugh about it. Some of you guys say, oh, you know what, really, the people are corporate people, they are busy. And so what? Find time to meet the people in the daytime. Well, I will say this. Cummings had developed a raccoon political map. You know, the animal we call raccoon back home. I think that's raccoon, all right? It got a behavior where it go and shit one place. No matter how far it goes, it always come back to that place to shit. I think that raccoon behave like that. Cummings always come to the United States. He bounced right in Maryland. From there, he go to Georgia. Then he go to Texas. Now here he go to Minnesota. A Cummings think that political pathway going to make him president, he can forget it. Bulk of the people who make any president in Liberia, they are on the East Coast. Minnesota is catching on little by little. But majority of the people from the Rhode Island area to the New York, Massachusetts, Trenton, New Jersey, Newark, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the DMV, Delaware, Virginia, and Maryland, those are the stronghold areas that many Liberians are. Except for Minnesota, the few days, because the younger generation that went there during the war, they are growing up now. So you come and think that he will avoid certain major city here and only come and say with his people. What Comey doesn't understand is the people that he meets every day are on his side. They are called a trusted voters. But what the trusted voters don't understand about Liberia is what I'm about to show you here. So let's get to the video here quick, all right? So we're not listening to all Comey talk here. We're listening to the QA section here. So let's listen to the QA section here right now. All right. So the QA section. What I want to review to you here is somebody got living in this country. They don't even know what's going on back there. But when they see coming, they team, they read the blueprint for Liberia. So they put it on the ground and we just listen to them. And that became very laughable for me. So let's listen here.
Bullshit. and that's what matters. The people that know me, that care for me, that they know that this is just noise and that kind of stuff, right? So I get comfort with myself, my secure who I am. I know that many people are more smart than I am, and that's okay. In fact, I want all the smart people that help me. All the ideas. So I guess maybe that's the primary reason. I just comfort with others.
Now, I want you guys to listen to the guy in particular here, right? I want you to listen to the guy here. Listen to how long he been away from the country. Now, listen to his question here, right? So these guys just come and talk. I have to say the people back home, they're so dumb, they're stupid, they got no sense of direction, they got no nothing. So they just put things out there. So listen to this guy who is speaking from this back in here, right? Listen to him.
To connect to one of the questions that he asked. Like you, I left Liberia as a young man. I've been here for quite a while. And when I talk to people in Liberia, sometimes they tell me, oh, you don't know how to like the people, you know. So you've been there about 4 or 5 years now? Since
6, 7.
So, but within that period, what have you learned how to like the people that you otherwise did not know before? Or what really teach you the character of the country?
I don't know if I've learned anything really different about our culture and people. I mean, what I would say is that the level of education because of the Civil War stuff, institutions are broken down. The fact that we operate in a powerful environment and that drives certain behaviors, no matter what the people are. If you had an environment here, this country would act similarly, if you will. And what's happening in the U.S. today is a manifestation that people can get to the very basic instincts. But what I would say in terms of what I think inspires Liberians, maybe inspires other people as well. Liberians like people, they like morale. They like show, right? They like people who are showmen or show women, bosses and that kind of stuff. And that's something again I can do some adjustment. I can't go extreme, but there gotta be some movement in that direction. Liberians, so I don't think this is unique to Liberians. It's a Joshua Boko in Kelewele. That's something I should do because that again, people come around. Okay, you can come to Komanda. Even though I used to eat roast meat growing up, and roast plantain and roast cassava off the tree, right? I need to learn to do that again in a perspective because again, I'm not sure that it's a Liberian thing, right? People like natural relatability, but if you look at something profound that I've noticed in Liberians that are different, I would say the behaviors are not different from what I thought or expected. In a scarcity type environment, that would be true anywhere in the world. So those behaviors are not sort of stuff. Yeah, so I don't know if I answer your question, but there's no shock where the country is. I think though we are hard on ourselves than we need to be. And with the wish we bemoan the country, we bemoan ourselves. And diasporans do that a lot, by the way. And I think that's a mindset that needs to change.
And in this bowl and eat. If you prepare yourself, you can have an opportunity to participate. But just from, I'm not talking about the private sector side, because those kinds of behaviors.
Try to get something else again.
What message are you sending?
Okay.
That transcends party lines, that transcends ethnicity, from a hiring perspective, from a government perspective. How do you build the government, the system that you want, that will cut across regardless of which political party you were in? Are you going to be hiring like what all of these problems coming saying that, only people loyal to CPP will be in the government? Is that something you espouse to? Or are you looking for the best and the brightest, and then it becomes an us against them because you're looking to the diaspora? Or are you going to build an even playing field of opportunities that, like you said, if you work hard, you can put your hand in this bowl and eat. If you prepare yourself, you can have an opportunity to participate. But just from, I'm not talking about the private sector side, because most people are looking for jobs in the government. They're not looking at the private sector. And the government cannot absorb the entire country. But yet, you have to make hard decisions. What is your guiding principle to cut across? Because I think that's the message that will reverberate and cut across all of the political system. If people are comfortable that if this individual is the president, I can rest assured if I'm prepared, I have an opportunity.
And folks, let me say this here, all right? All right. The question that guy asked, the reason I thought to play this, it's a very important question. It's a very important question. We'll wait and see how comments answer the question. I believe some of you guys have already listened to the answer. But yeah, my take on this here. And I must applaud him for that. All right. Even though he part of the ANC class of people, I think that question is very, very relevant across every political party. And here is why. If we had thought on such a question and how to answer that question, he wouldn't be in the situation today. Because the question, as I understood it to be, there are many, many people around Cummings today, from the Yasini to the Uncle P, who believe that if Cummings become president, they will automatically get a job because of their support. Because it is same CDC mindset. And that is what that guy question is going towards. You may have people who believe that when you become president, they are entitled to get a certain position. So what message are you sending out there, Cummings? So let's hear how Cummings going to answer this question. Is he going to answer the question direct to say, you know what? Everyone around me, I don't care how close you are to me, what your contribution have been, I'm looking for the best and brightest. If he says something like that in his answer, then when he changes his mind, when he becomes whatever he thinks he wants to become, then we can hold him there. So let's listen to comments. It's a very important question he's asking. All right, even though somebody don't understand how the country works, what's going on, I thought that this guy question was well placed because it challenged Cummings' credibility that he always talk about. For example, we can't keep doing the same thing over and over. So let's listen into his to the last part of the question and then hear how he going to answer that.
Yeah. So first of all, I would say it was a mistake by the CPP. We issued the first framework document about only CPP partisans getting jobs, and we corrected that. It was a mistake, and it was a collective mistake because that doesn't make sense. That's not how that would be repeating what the CDC does. Right? There's no change there.
But
And I would say,
don't you think that's the reason why you have all the animosity taking place right now?
but it was the CPP, it wasn't just Alex Fleming.
Okay.
Joe was part of that process during Yomle, everybody. So I don't think that's the reason why they we can come with animosity. Let me ask you because animosity is actually I think for a different reason. So on the issue of jobs, I started the conversation by saying the suffering affects everybody, regardless of gender, age, religion, tribe, etc. And therefore, the solution has to involve everybody. And that means everybody in Liberia should have the right to put their hands in the bowl of rice, right? And that's what we'll do. But the reality is this. We're going to have to play some politics in terms of how we think of job creation through the government, the wrong construct. So what I've said the blue law for the priority areas, because once you agree your choices, your priorities, certain ministries, agencies matter more to achieve those priorities than others. And so in those agencies and communities that matter more, we gotta pick the best of it. And by the way, it's not just for the aspect. I agree with that piece of position. They're very qualified so they can come from anywhere. But then you put the best in credits. And then in the rest of the government, we gotta play a bit of politics. Right? We gotta make sure there's full representation from religion, tribe, region, gender, the best of the rest, right? But I think the bigger concern around me is the access. People want because the merit system in Liberia doesn't really work. And so unless people feel they know you, they will not get an opportunity. And this is where the familiarity and the ability know you becomes important. And although they may not actually know you, but the name has been around. So, oh, yeah, get out. And the part was involved for 12 years. So a lot of those people want to come back because they're out now. And that's the other dynamic that's taking place. But it is ultimately goes about a level playing field and about merit. And that's ultimately has to be the goal. Where you have to merit it, earn it, and then when you get it, you gotta do the work. Right? Because you do the work, you will not keep your job forever.
That's right.
And yes, the funny thing, the very people that are laughing back there, I don't know their qualification, but if Cummings really meant what he just said, I support him on that one. Because like he said, the loyalty is what got CDC in our mess today. And he's right. Because what CDC failed to understand, to do a piece of job require the best, the brightest, and the most qualified, skillful, and experienced individual to do the job. And he also said there are people on the ground who are also qualified as well. And that's standing for that as well. But what I was also looking forward to is to say, you know what, I can hire everybody, but those who are into consultants, we can bring them on board to provide consultancy to the government as well. But I see that as a learning curve for him. So what we'll do here tonight, guys, we are come to the end. It's 10 o'clock now. We started around, I believe, 9 something today. Yes, I'm around 8. So we're going 2 hours straight. So I would like to say thank you to those who are on YouTube that continue to monitor the video here. And I would like to say thank you to those who are on Facebook to continue to monitor the video. Before I leave, what I was reading from the beginning of the show was a text message from a young guy in Liberia. When I posted the issue of Dr. Cassell, he responded to me, inboxed me, and said, "Big brother, where will we go now?" And I asked him, I said, "How old are you?" He said, "I'm 20 years old." He's going to be 20 this November. And I took a pause, took a deep breath, and I just worry about his future. Yes, I am worried about his future because a 20-year-old guy, I don't know his financial status, I don't know his education, but from what I see, how he looks, how the country he finds himself in don't have any economic, educational, or other opportunities, he stands a very, very negative chance of achieving a goal unless the Almighty God provide him a different way that he can be what he wants to be. But that's the country we find ourselves in. I can't help anybody with money because I don't have it. I can only provide the opportunity to inform you to make a very good decision to vote for the right candidate that will be able to meet your needs, and not only your needs, but the need of your community, your country, and your generation to come. So again, we have come to the end of the show, and I would like to say a big thank you to every one of you guys. This is J. Randy, the guy who always speak the truth about what happened in the country, who tell you who is not in your interest, and who try to make you to understand what you need to know and understand in order to make a better decision. I'm not looking for job from anybody in Liberia. I stand behind my principle, my guidelines, my ethics, my value that I stand for. I stand behind all those things. But my role here is to come to educate you out there and to also learn from you. For 174 years, Liberia is going nowhere. This year is coming to an end. We have not achieved anything. Matter of fact, we only achieved this year because we got a white man from Europe telling us that our city is very dirty. I tell you that we have not achieved anything positive because it's never heard of from somebody who is a partner or visitor to our country. So everything that we have been doing on Facebook, the talking, like I said, we are on the pathway to a leadership crisis, or if not, we are already into the leadership crisis program. Every time you see people talking, CPP, CDC government, it's all about leadership crisis. We are not, we have the democracy, but we are not defined the direction of our leadership, how to make us better. And we are taking years to discuss leadership issue. So when will we begin to look at the various sectors improvement in our country? Agriculture, infrastructure, infrastructure, the road, building, our educational system, our healthcare system. When will we get there when we're still trying to figure out how we should have a better leadership in our country? Would that take another 50 years again? Man, I don't know. But what I do know, the show has come to an end. Thank you guys for the opportunity. Tomorrow, I don't know what tomorrow brings, but I want to say a big thank you to every one of you guys. Thank you for everything, and please share the video. Hit that love button, hit that share button. Let me say a few things to a few people here. Henry Yango, thank you so much. Noble Kid, that's a new guy here. I don't know him well, but welcome to the show here. And thank you for tuning in here. And I see Alexander was here. I greeted him first. Aaron Tobo was here. El Abigail, Sis Evangeline Hill, Prince was also here. Sarita Bati, somebody, Eric Darcy, as always, is always here. And let me say a big thank you to every one of you guys for taking out your time to come and listen here. Like El Abigail, you said, this is a classroom. Today is Friday. I know you put in more hours during the work week, and I believe some of you guys will be going in tomorrow. So I don't want to procrastinate. I don't want to prolong the time here. So I think stretching it a little bit or 1 hour today. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity. It's always been my pleasure to have you guys here. Alex, thank you so much. Alex, we need to talk tomorrow. I need an update from you in regards to what is happening. So be prepared to receive my call tomorrow. I will be giving you a call for us to follow up on where we left off the last time. Until then, let me say a big thank you to every one of you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Say hi to your family for me. We'll be here again. This is the place where we come to look at the reality and not the entertainment. This is where we come to inform you and not to entertain you. All right? Because the reality is on the ground. And the ground reality is things are now moving in the positive direction. All right? Good night and God bless you guys. Bye bye.